Hi there, I'm Jill Allen, and this is Find Your Fierce, the show designed for women to discover your fierce, unlock an unstoppable mindset, build unbreakable courage, and completely transform how you show up every single day. Each week, I will bring ideas, methods, and strategies that will inspire you to step into your greatness and live life on purpose. Let's be fit, fierce, and unstoppable. Hey there, gang. Welcome to Find Your Fierce. So glad that you are here with me as we dive into a brand new episode. As always, I'm super excited about these next few minutes of our day because this just may be the fire you are needing to break through. A little straight talk followed up with love will hopefully inspire you to apply it and to take action when it comes to the mountain you are currently facing. But before we go any further today, I have to ask, are you needing a speaker for an upcoming event or conference? If so, I'm your go-to. I would love to bring the Find Your Fierce message to your next function. To book your event, message me at jill@jillallencoaching.com. And I love that you are here listening in and spending time with us. So honored that we get to be a part of your day. You are all so amazing, and I thank you for your love and support. And as always, I appreciate your feedback, your reviews, and I love that you share this podcast and the Set Free message with your friends and family. So if you could keep on doing that, that would be incredible because you are helping this movement as it helps reach more women and it impacts more lives. And that is certainly what life is all about. So thanks again. Okay, so let's dive in. Are you ready? I know last week with Liz, we shared while we were in Alaska about all the smoke from the fires and the overgrown landscape that was growing wildly out of control and how it was blocking the most majestic Alaskan views. And we wanted the smoke to move and the landscape, it had to be cut down and moved away from the area so we could actually see everything clearly. So I want you to think of a time where something was blocking your view. I know just this week in church, there was a pillar that was blocking the stage. And so we got up to move. And then just to have a big, tall, 6'4" guy literally sitting in the seat in front of me, I still couldn't see. So has there ever been a time where you just wanted to say, move? And I can bet many of us are probably yelling that today, that we're saying, move that mountain. And you guys, there's something blocking your view, something standing between you and the life God has available for you, between you and your greatest potential, between you and your destiny. That mountain, it's time to move. I know in Matthew 19:26, Jesus said, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. With God, in partnership with God, working with Him, all things are possible. However, it will be impossible without Him. Where is the impossible in your life? And I know the definition of impossible is not able to occur or exist or be done. Where is it not happening? Where have you tried and failed? Where do all the doors seem to be closed for you? Have you given up? Are you losing hope that things will ever change? The very words I share with you today, I actually have been journaling these past few weeks. Mountains seem to be popping up everywhere. Mountains in our business, mountains with every next step, being a mom, raising teens. To be honest, there are times I have 5 mountains that all have names: Houston, Harrison, Hayden, Harper, and Hadley. Mountains seem to be everywhere. There are days where I feel I face the impossible and I stare it down for so long that I get to a point of giving up. Doubts and questions start creeping in. I get tired, exhausted, pouring into the kids, the family, all the things. There's little time to create, to write, to record podcasts, schedule coaching calls, write up nutrition game plans, organize upcoming retreats. I just always ask, is it worth it? Is this even worth it? And it was just, an overwhelming day, being completely transparent. There have been days when I want to walk away from this dream of impacting your life. Some days I actually want to run from it. And it was my final declaration of God, I can't do this. I've tried it all. I've done everything that it takes. You're going to have to show up here. I actually introduced my impossible situation, or what I felt was to be impossible, to my unstoppable God. And not sure if you are in the Just Breathe Facebook group. Join us if you haven't already, but I posted a daily reminder that prayer isn't there to remind our God of our problems, but to remind our problems about our God. Think about that for a moment. And when I introduced my unstoppable God to my impossible mountain climb, and while it didn't happen in any way I imagined, it happened. Doors opened, and here I am getting to talk to you today, fulfilling my purpose in life. And this is exactly how it happened. It's time to introduce your impossible to your unstoppable God. God has good plans for your life, and nothing and no one can stop those plans except for you. In his infinite wisdom, our Creator has given each of us free will, the ability to choose on our own. You got to love it, right? And the truth is, we can make a real hot mess of things. At the root of our bad decisions and our hot mess of things, it's fear. Fear we're not good enough. Fear God's plan or plans won't measure up to ours. Fear we're alone. Fear of falling short. Looking back, I see it was fear that overwhelmed me and had me quitting when I really should have been pushing. It had me complaining when I should have been praying. It had me wallowing when I should have been rising. And that's what fear does. So let me speak to your fear this morning. It's not too late for you. You haven't screwed this thing up beyond repair. Every misstep you've ever taken and every delay you've caused can and will be used for good right now. I know you're thinking, yeah, right. You don't know how bad I've messed it up. Most of us have had one thing we would never want to tell anyone, that shame that eats us up on the inside, and it reminds us of our guilt. But let me remind you of your unstoppable God. His love for you is unstoppable. There's nothing you have done or could do that would stop his love for you. He will move mountains. He will move mountains just for you. And even more than that, he's given you power to move mountains yourself. Jesus says in Matthew 17:20, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Do you realize how tiny a mustard seed is? I challenge you, go to your pantry, or if you don't have any on hand, get some at the grocery store next time that you're there, because I want you to really grab a hold of this. Take your impossible, take your terrifying, take your doubt, your fear, take the climb you are facing right now, take your mountain, whatever that may be, and put that tiny seed in your hand. And remember what Jesus said about faith that tiny with the power to move a mountain. And say, I believe, mountain, move. Will the earth shake? Nope. Will everything just disappear and go away? Probably not. Probably not in an instant. But you better believe mountains will be moved. We just can't see it. Impossible things happen when we activate our faith. Don't allow fear to get in the way of God's mighty work in your life. Will you just not believe in the unstoppable God? Won't you trust that the impossible should be done in his name? Won't you renew your faith and let it replace your fear? At this moment, all you have to do is believe. Believe in his power and believe in the power he has given you. You are not powerless. I always say that we are powerhouses, and it is because we house his power within us. Our hearts hold all of his power. So yes, you can say that we are powerhouses. And I'm going to say it again. You are not powerless. You are not incapable of change. You are not stuck. If you are stuck, it's by choice, and it doesn't have to stay that way. Nothing is impossible with God. Nothing. Break that word down. Nothing means no thing. No thing is impossible in your life. You have an unstoppable God. Bring your impossible to your unstoppable God and tell him you believe mountains will be moved. My mountains have moved, and I bet you have seen mountains move in your life too. Think about it. Impossible situations were somehow resolved. Looking back, it all seems rather ordinary how it worked out, but in truth, it was your partnership with an extraordinary God who has quite simply refused to give up on you. So I don't want you to give up on him now. You gather up your faith as tiny as a mustard seed, and you believe. Believe your mountain will move. With God, it is possible. Talk about short and sweet today. But that is how simple it should be. We don't need to overcomplicate things. Have faith, believe, and tell your mountain to move. Hope you're fired up about being a mountain mover. I know I am. If you're wanting even more fire in your day, there's so much for you to do so. You can follow me on Instagram, snag a copy of my book Set Free on Amazon. Join us in the Fit and Fierce or the Flip the Script one-on-one nutrition coaching in the next retreat. Last month, we spent an amazing few days in Glacier in Alaska. The Dolly Sods Wilderness 30-mile backpacking mission is coming up, and St. Thomas this fall. So we've been all over the place on epic adventures that allow us to step outside our comfort zone. Or if you're wanting to do your own road trip, we have you covered. You can hop in our Sprinter van that sleeps up to 5 and hit the open road. Be sure to go to JillAllenCoaching.com for all updates and join the Just Breathe Facebook group. We would love to connect with you. Heads up on the next episode, we are talking about all the things we want in our life, so be sure to pop back in next week. Thanks so much for joining us today, and I pray that we filled your heart with joy. If you could just let us know before hopping off here today, that would be incredible. Subscribe, share this episode link on your social media if you felt encouraged or inspired, as we all know someone that can benefit, and I would love it if you would give some feedback and a review as well. Talk with you next time. Be fit, be fierce, be unstoppable. See ya.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.